I'm Matt Andrews, and here in the Drone Champions League, the World Championship for professional drone racing teams, it's time for the quarterfinals to begin in our DCL Eagle Cup. In today's episode, our first match of the quarterfinals is going to feature the reigning world champions Cyclone Racing, and they're going to be up against SDT, the Spain drone team. But this long-time rivalry, well, Spain have a good chance here, as Cyclone are only able to field for this race the Ice Cheetah and Valprim. Now, the Ice Cheetah has been on the team for probably the longest of all of their pilots. Valprim, he's been absolutely phenomenal in the DCL, and he's on winning form recently too. SDT, though, they are fielding all four of their available seats, with Red Sheep, Silvio, Sally One, and Plat on Air. So let's get things underway. We've got three races. It's going to be Valprim against Sally One and Red Sheep in our first matchup, and Valprim just on his own for Cyclone Racing, in between the two pilots in green representing Spain drone team. Sally One just ahead of Valprim, and the brilliant young Red Sheep just behind Valprim. So this is the view of the Cyclone pilot in the middle of the sandwich at the moment as they weave their way around this wonderful castle in Lax's European snow park on top of a mountain in Switzerland where we raced in 2019. However, none of these pilots were actually in that competition. Now, Valprim is still on the chase of Sally One as they're weaving through these 180-degree turns, these difficult dives through the tunnels. And now, here we go to the A2RL corkscrew, and it's still good from Sally One and Valprim. Red Sheep has dropped a little bit behind the pair of them, but Valprim still in this fight very much as he tries to move now through those triple gates and has just nudged ahead of Sally One as they're on to the start of the third lap. But Sally One right with him, a 100th of a second between them. There's Valprim just ahead of Sally One's view. He won't like that, and he'll never be quite sure if he's ahead, even if he can't see Valprim, because they are so close they may well be side by side. Valprim back behind Sally One again, but it was the triple gate where he was so good with the overtaking move, and let's see if he can do it again. He does, and he's past Sally One, and he's chasing two to finish, and where did Sally One go? Oh, he was claimed by the corkscrew out of the triple gate that Valprim flew so well, and ends up 3.7 seconds behind Valprim. He might have beaten him on that final move anyway, but Sally One in the chase. Oh, just lost it all at the finish. This is the corkscrew. Good by both of them on lap number one. There it is again, and this is the final move on lap two, but there's the dash to the finish. Where did Sally One go? He's getting back up off the snow. So a good start for Cyclone, as 4 points is the maximum they can get with only one pilot in that race. What can the Ice Cheetah do against Silvio and Plat on Air? Bit more of a challenge here. Silvio, the captain of SDT for a long time. Plat on Air, just as good as his younger brother Red Sheep. Ooh, that was tight from the Ice Cheetah. He's not taking this very carefully at all, and really he's got to absolutely go for it, as the Ice Cheetah hasn't got as many wins for Cyclone as Valprim has, and now he's just slipped, and both of the SDT pilots have already passed him, and this could be going a little bit one way. But come on, the Ice Cheetah, as he's on the inside of Silvio and moving through both of them. This is great work from Chesley. Come on, the Ice Cheetah will be cheering the Cyclone teammates as we're on to lap number two, and he's in the lead, and there's over a quarter of a second between him and Silvio, and Plat on Air about 3/4 of a second behind him. And this is good from the Ice Cheetah. It's not flowing perfectly, but neither is it for Silvio or Plat on Air. So the Ice Cheetah might mirror what Valprim just did, and they really need him to, because they can only get a maximum of 4 points, and if they're going to beat SDT, they need to be getting absolute maximums with just the two pilots that they have. Now the Ice Cheetah behind both of them, but it's a quarter of a second with one lap to go. This could swing around, and the Ice Cheetah indeed does. He's back into second. He's 500ths of a second behind the lead. He and Plat on Air battling for it and sharing it and scrapping over it as they go to the A2RL corkscrew. Here's the Ice Cheetah, one drone in front of him. Now, will it be two? No, as the Ice Cheetah stays ahead of Plat on Air, who slipped a little bit further behind. Can he outweave Silvio? It doesn't look like it as we go to the finish. It's going to be Silvio in front, then the Ice Cheetah for second, Plat on Air in third. What an exciting battle. That's one of the best chases I've seen the Ice Cheetah do. He's on good form, but not quite enough to beat Silvio, who gets the 4 points for SDT, and Plat on Air picking up 2 by coming in third. That means it's going to be 3 points for Cyclone, 6 for SDT. And it could have been worse, but the Ice Cheetah was thoroughly in that fight throughout the whole race and could indeed have won it at the end. But now we'll go for the DCL Big Heat. Now, there's a real surprise possible here, as the two pilots from Cyclone, if they come in first and second, they'll score 7 points, and only 3 will go to whoever goes third and fourth for SDT. Cyclone, with just 2 pilots, could tie this series 14 all. That right now is the best they can hope for, and to do it they were in first and second, but it's starting to go backwards for the team in purple. Zali 1 is ahead of both of them, but there's less than 0.4 of a second between him and the 2 Cyclone pilots who've rallied themselves and are really in the chase. Valprim in second, the Ice Cheetah in third. If the Ice Cheetah can follow Valprim's excellent lines, they need to stay ahead of all the others of SDT, but they've got to catch Sally 1. Valprim in this second place, chasing Sally 1 on the start of lap number 2. The Ice Cheetah staying with him, and all of the other SDT pilots are now over a second and going on 2 seconds behind. So it looks like it's down to these 3 pilots to the triple gate, and Sally 1 has turned too tightly. He didn't go over the top of it. He's down into third, and Cyclone are up into first and second. Here's the Ice Cheetah. No, he's inside the pylon. No, go back, Chesley. You've got to go round the pylon again as he would turn too tightly. He's completely lost. He's totally lost his rhythm. He's trying to refine the gate. He's missed. And that has sent him all the way to the back. For a moment, it could happen. The dream, that amazing turnaround could have happened. But here's Sally 1 on the charge. He wasn't going to get close to Valprim without Valprim making a big mistake. But there's second, third and fourth for SDT. Silvio's going to come in fifth, just outside the points. A long way back for the Ice Cheetah, who must be feeling so upset with himself, as there was that tie, that battle, 2 pilots versus 4, and an incredible team on Spain Drone Team as well. And Valprim was at the front again, 4 points for him, Cyclone. But look, he didn't have it all clean as that turn was a little bit too tightly. But here's Sally 1 losing that battle as he turns inside too tight. And the Ice Cheetah, yeah, he's all tangled here after going over the top of this bridge and not going around the pylon on the correct side. You have to go on the wide side of it and turn right, and he turned inside it. So an incredible battle from Cyclone Racing there. Valprim winning both his heat and the big heat overall, and the Ice Cheetah coming in second in his own and almost second in the big heat. 1 turn. That's the difference between Cyclone Racing going to the semi-finals and Cyclone Racing going into the elimination bracket, where they are now fighting to stay in the Eagle Cup, and they're going to be taking on the China Dragons. SDT though, the semi-finals, that's their spot for now.